So in this clip, I am going to discuss and explain three basic present value formulas. First, let's make some assumptions. I am going to use, for these examples, an interest rate of 7%. Also, I am going to use n, the number of years, equal to 3 years. I am going to assume a future value FV of $100, which is the amount that you're expecting to receive in the future as benefits, as payments. And I am going to assume a total cost today at time zero of $200. So these are the basic parameters that we are going to be working on for these calculations. The most basic formula, let's call this formula A, goes something like this. The present value, it's equal to the future value divided by 1 plus the interest rate elevated to the n power. So basically what you are trying to determine here is the equivalent today of receiving a given amount in the future n years from now, given the interest rate I. So making the substitutions is very simple to determine that, well, this present value, as you can see this, and you can use your calculator to verify these numbers, of course. I'm just making the substitutions in the formula. So you can verify this using your calculator. Divided by 225. This is going to give you a total of $81.63. So essentially, this number right here means the following. You could be receiving $100 3 years from now, or you could be receiving $81.63 today, and you would be completely indifferent, because you could take this money, deposit in the bank, and earn 7% for 3 years, so that in 3 years you will have your $100. So this is very, very simple present value calculations. Now, let's complicate this a little bit more using different present value formula. This is what we call the present value of a stream of benefits, a stream of income. Now, here, rather than just having one single amount, we are going to be receiving a stream, given amount of quantities starting at time 1 all the way to n, the number of years, and the present value formula basically is completed as follow: 1 plus the interest rate elevated to the t power, right? Now, notice the difference between this formula. There is no summation here, while we have this summatory here. Now, what we are trying to determine here is the following. You are going to be receiving $100 in 1 year, plus another $100 next year, plus another $100 in year number 3. And you want to determine how much is the equivalent of receiving these three amounts in these 3 different periods of time today. So essentially what you need to do is, once again, just to plug numbers into this formula. 100 divided by 1 plus the interest rate, which is 7%, year number 1, plus another $100 in the second year, divided by 1 plus the interest rate to the second power, because it's the second year, plus year number 3, which is going to give you, once again, 1 plus the interest rate elevated to power number 3. So once again, if you do these calculations, this is going to amount to 93.45, and again you can use your calculator to verify these numbers, plus 87.34 plus 81.63, which add up to a total amount of $258.82. This is the amount that is equivalent today of receiving $100 today plus $100 in the future, 1 year, 2 years, and another $100 in year number 3. All right, now let's change color here to give you the third The third is what we are going to call the net present value. Why net? Well, because for the first time we are going to make use of this cost. Imagine that these $100 are the benefits measured in terms of sales that you expect from an investment or the return to an investment, but you have to make the investment first, or you have to produce these goods first. So let's assume that they are going to cost you today $200. The formula for the net present value is very similar to B, the present value of a stream of benefits, except that now look, it's going to look like this. Is the total amount starting in time t equal to 1 until you finish the periods of time, which in this case is 3 years, the future value divided by 1 plus the interest rate to the t power, and here is the difference, minus the total cost. So essentially, to this amount, which is including only the benefits, you need to subtract the cost today. So essentially, if you plug the numbers again, this is going to give you $258 with 82 cents minus the total cost of $200, which is, again, could be your investment, the cost of production, or however you want to measure cost. This is going to give you a net present value today, of course, of $58 with 82 cents. So here you have it. A very simple present value calculation of only one amount to, in this case, 3 years. The present value of a stream of benefits, which is a bit more complicated. And number 3, the net present value, which is essentially present value of a stream of income, but you have to subtract the cost of your investment. I hope it's clear. Once again, if it's not, let me know via email, posted on the board, or you can contact me during office hours. I will see you in the next clip.